Well, Travels with Dody here on Boxing Day with Dody, and my guess is Dody wants to go for a walk. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go outside and then get your breakfast? Go ahead, you can do it. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's go. Let's go. Get on up there. So today, we're going to go to Blythe, California. And that's just a real short drive going west on Interstate 10 from Quartzsite, provided there are no accidents or construction. It takes about 30 minutes to get into Blythe, and we're going to go to a store some of you might be familiar with. It's called Smart & Final. I've not been there, but I hear a lot about it. There's also an Albertsons there. That's where I usually go when I shop in Blythe, but Smart & Final's across the street, so we're going to check that out today. There's also a Rite Aid pharmacy and several auto parts stores. There's a really good Mexican restaurant there that I haven't been, but I keep hearing about. I think it's called Garcia's. When my friends, guess what? My friends from Eagle Nest, Charlie and Diane, are, I'm sure, on the road as I speak right now with their casita aimed towards Quartzsite. So I expect maybe Saturday or Sunday, sometime this weekend, they're going to be here. I don't know exactly what day, but I can't wait to see them again. I get to spend a bunch of time with them here in Quartzsite in the winter, then all summer with them this summer from June 1st through September 30th. I can't wait to get back to this is the thing, folks. In this lifestyle, here's how it goes. Like, I loved Eagle Nest, New Mexico, but towards the end of it, I was getting really homesick for Pahrump. I couldn't wait to go to Pahrump. And I finally made it to Pahrump, and I was just in such a state of joy to be there. I was there for two months or maybe 3 months, I forgot what. And then I started getting the aching for Quartzsite. And I just couldn't wait to get to Quartzsite. And I got to Quartzsite, now it's been about 6 weeks I've been here. Let's see, well, maybe 5 weeks. But look at this, Dottie has to sniff, don't you, Dottie? Gotta sniff that same rock every single time. What is it that you're getting there, Dottie? What information is available? Can we walk, Dottie? Dottie, can we walk, please? Dottie, do you want to see a dog that does not obey verbal commands? Dottie, come. Come, Dottie. There is zero chance, but here's how Dottie will come. Come on, Dottie. Brute force. Brute force, and Dottie will. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so and I came into Quartzsite, and I still have the enthusiasm for Quartzsite. Do you see the coyote? I think it's a coyote running across right there behind that trailer. I'll try to sneak up on it. I'm pretty sure there's a... Oh no, it's somebody's dog. It's their dog, I'm sure. But I thought it was a coyote. It's because I see a person out there too. And I still have that enthusiasm I had in the beginning of Quartzsite. I just love being here. And then now, when I just talked about Charlie and Diane and I talked about being in Eagle Nest, I started getting that pull for Eagle Nest. So it's just, you know, blocks of adjacent excitement is basically what the nomad life is about. And I'm going to mix it up this year. I'm going to, instead of going back to Pahrump twice, I usually go twice, once in the spring, once in the fall. This spring, I'm going to do Yuma. And then I'll go to Eagle Nest, probably go back to Pahrump, and then back to Quartzsite again. Yeah, it was definitely a dog, not a coyote. Ah, it's a brisk, beautiful morning. So I lost my train of thought again. Lost my train of thought again, right, Dody? Oh, yesterday was a wonderful day. And last night I released my Christmas Day video, which is one of my favorite videos I've done in a long time. Doesn't mean it'll be popular, but it's one of my personal favorites. I started off like this, walking in the desert in the morning, describing what I was going to do later in the day in the video. And I used my that flying selfie cam to do that. And it just worked out really great. I think I've nailed a way to do the sound. The camera, you know, it sort of floats in the air and goes in front of you. And it's got this thing where it'll record and take the AI takes the sound of the camera, the whirring of the blades out. But it's just really inferior sound. So what I did to solve that is I record the sound completely separately on a separate device. And then you know how much I hate editing, but I'm doing it anyway. What am I saying? I edit out there's ways in editing software to get rid of that background noise and to enhance the recording itself. So it comes out really crystal clear. I'm really excited about it. Well, I notice there are more and more people here because it's harder and harder to make this loop without feeling like I'm going too close to someone's camp. Oh well, I'll just have to do my best. We'll be real quiet. But look at how wonderful those mountains look in the early morning sunlight with this saguaro cactus in the foreground here. I hope I pronounced that right. Oh, it's just beautiful. Now, normally I'd cut through here, but there's a new resident right there. So I think I'm going to go down halfway between him and the next camper, and I'll slip through there. But the one morning I saw the big coyote was right out here this time in the morning. But I doubt, that's probably not going to happen again this year because I think he'll be a lot more cautious with so many people around now. One good reason early in the morning to really stay away from people's camps is if you go too close, their dog will sense it and they'll start barking and wake everybody up in the camper. That's not good. That's uncool. Oh, you know what? There's like a little kind of road up here I can cut through on. It'll be a good distance away from everybody. Right, Dody? Go, Dody! There's a car creeping up behind us. I wasn't expecting that this early in the morning. It's the guy that's camped right there, I think. And that's right in front of us is our camp. We call it the last exit camp. And you can see Lisa and Judy's rig, and Barb's and Cheryl's, and then a little off to the left there is mine, and to the left of mine right there is Bob and Kathleen's rig. Are you ready for your breakfast? We're gonna get you fresh stuff today. We're gonna make batches of Dody food today. But we got enough for your breakfast, don't worry. I'll take you in here and I'll show you her homemade food. Go on home. Go on home, Dody. I got that hummingbird feeder. Still no hummingbirds this year. Kind of a bummer. All right, Dody, come on. I'll open it up. You go inside. Good girl. Let's get the drink there. All right. All right. There's George. Are you sleeping, George? Dody's like, no, do not dawdle. Get my dinner or get my breakfast. Here, we'll put the light on. Make sure I'm in frame here. So I'll make the ground beef and vegetables, and I'll vacuum seal it, and I'll do like 4 of them, and I'll freeze them. And as I use them, I thaw them out. And this is what it looks like. Almost a cup, a little over a cup, twice a day for the Dody dog to keep her nice and trim and healthy. And you can see the peas and other vegetables in there. There you go, Dody. And she loves it. All right, so I will see you on the road. I think I'll turn the camera on as we leave the middle of Quartzsite, and I'll show you how to get to Blythe and what's in Blythe and all. All right, and here we are. I'm staged here at Terrible's, right where you turn to go from Main Street. I'm not on Main Street now. I'm coming out of Terrible's. There's Carl's Jr. on the right there, and straight ahead is in the Interstate 10, which is we're going to go on, and we're going to show you how to get to Blythe. And here we go. We're on our way to Blythe. And it's going to be a pretty short trip, but I think if you haven't seen this yet, you'll find it fairly interesting. So it's the same direction I go if I'm going to Los Angeles, which I think that's about 4 hours away or so, 4.5 hours is my guess. But we're not going to Los Angeles, but we are going to California. So we're going to go to Blythe, and we're going to go to Smart and Final, the kind of discount grocery place that quite a few people have told me they really enjoy. And They've done a lot of construction here on the interstate. Like right here is smoother than I ever remember it being. So this has got to be very new. Now, I will warn you that there are accidents along here quite frequently, and there are very limited alternate routes between Blythe and Ehrenberg is out here as well, and Quartzsite. So when you get stuck on the interstate here with an accident, it can be a significant amount of time. So a Facebook page that I routinely use is called Quartzsite Chatter. And if there's something going on the interstate, people will be posting about it immediately. So check that before you leave, because if there's a big accident on Interstate 10 between here and Blythe or anywhere near Quartzsite, you're going to want to avoid it. Trust me. You're going to want to avoid it. Now, the speed limit here is actually, I need to step it up a little because it's 75, and that's one way that if you're not driving in your rig, like I'm not pulling my trailer, no problem, I'll do 75 on the interstate, especially a smooth one like this. But if I'm pulling my trailer, I got to tell you, 62. I don't care if it's 100 miles an hour on the speed limit sign. I'm going to do 62 with my rig, and people are just going to have to pass me. But with my truck like this, and whatever you worry about, hey, Rob, that camera's on the front of your rig there, outside your rig, what if it falls off? Well, it's got a rig with 2 suction cups on it. Then there's a bungee tether to the whole thing, where if both suction cups fail, the tether's not going to fail. And I will see if one starts to fail, I'll see it. It's safe, trust me. Well, good morning. I thought I'd do a little video on some. Well, you see me, that's me coming up on my phone. Well, I'm doing 80 now, so let's try to get it up to get it down to the legal limit of 75. All right, we're in good shape, it looks like. Believe it or not, you'll be in the left lane here. You'll be in the left lane a lot because there are a lot of trucks and there's a slight hill here. But you will find people will run up behind you really quickly, like you're holding them back in life, and they'll take this stretch at 90. I think if you drive like that, you're eventually going to have a bad accident, or you're going to get in trouble with the police. So I always try to set the cruise control to whatever the law says I could go. This is an exit up here, Dome Rock Road. And I'm not positive, but I think if you get off here, there's back roads way you can get into Quartzsite. I don't know for sure, so tell me in the comments, you guys that are Quartzsite experts, is there a way if I get off at exit 11 here, can I get back to Quartzsite not taking the interstate? Is that an escape route if I'm, coming back from Blythe and it's stacked up? Can I get off there and make my way to Quartzsite? I believe the next exit is going to be... Now we're at a stretch of road that isn't so nice. So it has not been done recently. really in my mind, the stretch of road between Phoenix and Quartzsite, or Phoenix and the California border on Interstate 10, is notoriously horrible condition. But I know they're doing a lot of construction. I just don't know when and where exactly they're doing it, because when they're doing it, it'll create a traffic jam. This is a major east-west interstate, if you're not aware, coming out of Los Angeles, going all the way to the East Coast, through the middle of Texas. People wonder, they said, in Quartzsite I see there's like 100 Tesla stations. Why would a little town like Quartzsite have like 100 Tesla stations? Well, if you look at the range of your average electric car and you superimpose that on a map of Interstate 10, starting in the capital of electric cars, Los Angeles, you just about run out of juice. Guess where on Interstate 10? Quartzsite, Arizona. So that is why they have so many there. When they started putting them in, people had all sorts of ridiculous theories and conspiracies about why there were so many Tesla stations in Quartzsite. And they were all utterly nonsense. Totally makes sense. You can see it's fairly interesting topography here. Ehrenberg has a couple of RV resorts. There's one that's pretty new that's right on the Colorado River's down here, and this is right on the Colorado River. I forget what it's called, but RVer TV did a great tour of the place. It's very nice. There are people that spend the whole season there. It's a beautiful place right on the river. They also, I believe, have cabins for rent as well. And you can even buy one of these cabins, but you buy the cabin, you lay out the cash for that, you're still going to lay out, $400 or $500 a month to them for the lot rental. So it's not as cheap as you might think. But for RV sites, I think it's pretty reasonable. We're leaving the Colorado River Indian Reservation. So coming up here, we have a Flying J that has a Wendy's in it. I don't think it's here, but it's the next exit. I think Ehrenberg. So exit 5, I think that's in 5 miles, we'll reach the California border. There is a rest area on both sides up here in a little less than a mile. There is an absolute sea of semi-trucks, all identical out there on the right. And I'm very curious as to what that's all about. Are they all new? Is it just a staging area? They look identical. Probably a couple hundred of them. Never noticed that before. Now, what does this say? Traffic stopped ahead. Caution. Now, I don't know if that's a warning for, there is a checkpoint you go through for an agricultural checkpoint. Or it could mean something else. I don't know. I've never seen that sign before. You're discovering it with me. So the other thing is, well, if I don't have hookups, there's a way station here. I think that sign was referring to the agricultural station because we're only about I think we're pretty close to the Ehrenberg exit 1. And as we go across the California border, we're going to be crossing the Colorado River as well. Very kind of overcasty day today. And it was one of those days on the weather forecast that had a little tiny hint of sun in the corner, meaning total. To me, that means just a little bit of clouds. This is a lot of clouds. And it's already 10:30. So it's, I used a lot of power last night. I was down to in the 60s this morning. We'll see what I am when I get back, but we may have to invoke the rare use of my generator. Well, I guess it's 2 miles to Ehrenberg, 230 miles to Los Angeles from here. So that's about 4 hours. So Los Angeles would take you 4.5 hours or so to get to Los Angeles. Sorry it's not a prettier day for the view. You know, they said there's a Wendy's up here on the opposite side of the freeway, but at the 76 truck stop on the right, I can't think of the name of it, but it's a famous LA-based hamburger place. It's not In-N-Out, but I can't remember what it is. But they make pretty good hamburgers there. I'm going to see if I can catch a glimpse of the sign. I can see the sign, but I can't read it. I can't read it. It's too far away. I'm thinking Monster Burger, but no, it's something like that. But it's not Monster Burger, but it's something like that. So here we go. That's what the sign was talking about. All vehicles must stop in a half a mile. This is the agricultural check station. You really need to be aware of this. If you're in an RV, they're going to be asking you, what's in your fridge? Do you have apples, oranges, whatever they forbid? And if you have some, you got to get rid of it and throw it out there. But if you're regular car like this, not a problem. I don't carry produce around. Just a dangerous dog, right, Dottie? And here we are. And I've been here through so many times, I can't even remember what they ask you. Sometimes they just wave. I think they just wave you through. We'll see what happens this time. And I've never gone through the camera on my hood. I wonder if they'll have a hard time with that. I bet they would if it were a border checkpoint. They would probably have, they'd probably have an issue with it. Thank you. They just waved me through. Didn't have a problem with the camera. But I bet if you have an RV you're driving, they're going to stop you and ask you because they know you have food in there, right? Okay, Smart and Final is 2.7 miles away. We'll listen to Garmin for a minute.
Take exit 240 on the right.
So it is exit 240, just 2 miles this side of the California border. Just officially, we're in California. And one thing to remember is that there's like a veterinary place, there's medical places, there's places where you can make an appointment here. If you need to get I think a friend of mine got her passport picture taken here at the post office because it didn't do it at Quartzsite. Remember that it's a different time zone. It's an hour behind. It's on West Coast time because we're in California now.
In 1 mile, take exit 240 on the right to 7th Street, then take the first right.
Now, Blythe is a bigger place than Quartzsite, but it's not that big. There's no Walmart, anything like that here. But the places of note that I mentioned, I think earlier, they do have. So the other thing is, well, if I don't have hookups, can I just? That's my phone talking to me on the phone thing. Sorry about that. So half a mile, we'll make it right here. So at least 2, if not 3, auto parts stores. There's a Rite Aid and Albertsons, and the Smart and Final.
7th Street, then take the first right.
Thank you, Garmin. And to the right here, you can see the back of Albertsons to the right. So Albertsons is literally right there. But we're not going to Albertsons today. And I believe the Rite Aid is across the street. I think I'll point that out as we drive by the Rite Aid Pharmacy. Yeah, it's right there on the left, the Rite Aid. And I would go in you see the Albertson sign there? I'd make a right in there to go into the Albertsons. Look, the Rite Aid is on your left. And we're going to go through this traffic light, straight through. When it turns green, we won't go through when it's red. And
turn left.
It's asking me to turn left, but it doesn't mean here. It means you can see the Smart and Final sign right there. There's kind of a side way into the parking lot. So, you know, if you really wanted to go to both places, it's pretty convenient. You know, there may be things that you couldn't find in Smart and Final. You can pop. There's a barber shop here that's open, and a Little Caesars Pizza. Pizza.
Arriving at Smart and Final on the right.
We have arrived at Smart and Final. It doesn't look busy at all. And we will go in there. I'm going to leave Dody here. It's nice and cool, so we don't even need to leave the engine on or the windows open. No, you stay. I'll be back. She wanted to come out with me. She always does. Hello. We'll pop this off here. Oh, you know what I forgot? You get to see Dottie one more time. We forgot this. Dottie, no, you stay. I won't be long, I promise. I will not be long. She's really good at staying in the car. She's a good girl. Just snap that on there. Loop that around my neck. And we're good to go. Make sure we're locked. And here we are. Look at the produce. Very nice looking produce. And I see the meat section right down here. I will say, you can hear from the racket that I have a conveyance here that's got a bad wheel on it. Right. So we're going to get 6 pounds of 96% lean, and it's $8. So it's $24 versus $32 for 5 pounds in quartzite. So I'm doing pretty good here. And they have my favorite butter, Smart Balance. That's good. Oh, and these tortillas. I love these tortillas. I think this is the size I want. I'm not positive. Hang on. Oh, it's these. Want those. Ooh, popcorn. Popcorn. I love popcorn. This is all potato chips. Sometimes I'll find popcorn that's in a big box in individual bags, but I don't think I'm gonna get lucky with that this time. Everything, these are all potato chips. What I need to do is turn around and go a little bit slower. Go a little slower. I catch myself doing things when I get in a hurry. You know what I mean? And then I realize, why am I rushing? It's these, but they're in small bags. And I really like them. I like this brand, but I don't like the aged white cheddar very much. For some reason, I like the, here we go. I like the sweet and salty. And we'll try these sea salt popcorn. Okay, I'm happy. They're not the little bags, but I'm still happy. I could use some cream cheese. There. Original. Excuse me, do you have the empanada tortillas?
All the tortillas we're going to have are just all over there by the milk.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
So I know there's some places they have them in the refrigerated section, and they're specifically for empanadas. Ooh, we're in the frozen food. Do I see anything? These, I've been looking for these forever. These egg witches. It's broccoli cheese and egg frittatas. Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to find a way to put 2 of these in the freezer somehow, some way. We're going to make that happen. And then we just need frozen vegetables. Ice cream, pizza, burritos. I think we're in the wrong aisle for vegetables. Here we are. Here we are. Peas and carrots. This is perfect. A big old thing of peas and carrots. And that's for Dody's food. The other thing we want to do is see if we can get some canned pumpkin. Because I hear that's really good. Canned juice. Apricots. Canned meats, canned fruits, canned vegetables. So pumpkin. Carrots. Now there's pumpkin pie mix, pure pumpkin, but they're huge. This isn't so huge. I'd like it a little smaller, but I think this is the best we're gonna do. Maybe I can freeze part of it. I think I'm good though. I think we're all good here. You know what? We're about to run out of mayonnaise, so we'll grab one of these as well. And turn off the camera here because I don't like filming employees. So we're going to turn that off. Okay, so I'm back, and I want to talk a little bit about these prices. So okay. The ground beef was not. I read the wrong sticker. It was not $8 for 3 pounds. It was $15.98 for 3 pounds. So I spent $45 for 6 pounds. Wow. Hang on a second. Let me double check the weight. So, okay, so it was 6 pounds of, all right, so this is a little disappointing. It's 6 pounds of, I was for 5 pounds of 95% lean, or 90% lean, I was paying $32 and change in quartzite. Now I got 6 pounds for $48. So I feel like I really overpaid here. I was reading that I thought it was $8 for each one of these. I was wrong. It was $15.98 for each one. So Smart Balance spread, the butter was $3.49. The $8 for the cream cheese. The tortillas were $3.79. The peas were $4. The egg witches for $4 was $8 for a box of 4. The pumpkin stuff was $4.79. The mayonnaise was $5.89. The popcorn was $3.79. 30 cents for bags. So I'm not overly impressed with the Smart and Final being great prices for what I bought today. I thought the meat was, certainly it's a little bit of a shock to come out here and pay more per pound. So what is, it's, what did I say, $46 for 6 pounds. That's $7.60 a pound, and that's probably what I saw. I was probably seeing $7.60 per pound on the thing. And then for 5 pounds, I'm paying $6.40 at Coyote Fresh. So I'm going back to Coyote Fresh next time. It's granted, I think Coyote Fresh was 90% lean, and this was 96% lean. But tell me if I'm wrong. Does that make that much of a difference? Maybe it does. Maybe it's that much higher quality. So I'm not hugely impressed. Looks like I missed a couple of phone calls here. We'll just see if one of them might be important. We go to email. Did anyone leave a message? Tax debt reduction spam. Business loan spam. Yuck. So anyway, that is Smart and Final. I'm not as excited about, but it was a nice, clean place. It had everything that I wanted. Everything was easy to find, even though I'd never been there before. So I'm not going to say you're going to save a ton of money by coming here. Then that is limited to what I bought. Okay, and there could be better deals to be had in there. So don't take it from me that the prices aren't great. And for all I know, the difference between 90% lean and 96% lean is a big difference in quality. So there are people out there that are more expert than me that might chime in and say, hey, that wasn't that bad a deal, Rob. That's much better. And I know that the lower the fat and the leaner, the better it is for Dody. And then we got the pumpkin we're going to mix in with everything, and that'll be even probably better for her. Anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed riding along with me, and we will see you tomorrow.